Howdy, I'm Al the dog trainer, and hey, welcome back to my next virtual reality video. And in this video, I'm going to be teaching you and showing you how I taught Gabby to actually learn the importance of my left-hand side. So I'm going to be doing a couple of things. One of the things that I want you to see is I've actually got an additional camera over here. I've got my iPhone on a gimbal, and I'm going to be showing you the view down the wall right here because alongside the wall is going to be pretty important. So what you're going to need is you're going to need a wall, so a room with a nice wall like this, nice, bare and open. It's actually not a bad idea to have a rug like this, and it's also a good idea to have your leash when you're going to do this. So now let's get started. Okay, so I've got my rug, I've got my leash on Gabby, and I've also got my treat pouch. So this can be a little bit challenging, and here's why. One of the things that's really very difficult in this that I've noticed in teaching it is that people have a hard time holding onto the piece of food like this. Okay, so you see where I put in my hand? A lot of people, when they're teaching this to their dog, are actually holding it just like that, and it can be pretty difficult if you're holding it in the tips of your fingers. So what I recommend is learn how to hold it in the flat of your hand like that. So now what I'm going to do is, you see how I'm turning my hand sideways and raising my dog's head up. That's the actual mechanic that you want to use, where you have the food there in your hand like that. You flip your hand over and you begin to show the dog, I want you to get the food there. I've also oriented myself in a particular way. Let me lower this camera just a little bit so you can see my feet. And there we go, and there we go. So if you look at my feet now, you can see that I've got my heel on the back of the rug, and then I've got the balls of my feet over the edge of the rug. And I'm really trying to keep Gabby's feet right on the edge of the rug where her toes are even with the heel of my feet. So if she's there, I can actually begin to deploy a ton of reward for her to understand that. When I'm actually teaching this, the left leg is actually the one that's the most important to me. I can move my right leg around, okay, as I'm showing the dog the importance of actually sticking to my left-hand side and keeping that left leg. So that's actually step one, is just to simply begin to reward your dog when they're there. If you're holding the leash, the way that I recommend holding the leash is by having this knot right here. We're having the handle, putting 3 fingers there, because if you're using a clicker or a remote collar, that can help. Leave your left hand free, so that way with your left hand, you can actually reach in behind you, bring the food to the dog's mouth, and begin to dispense that reward. That's really what it is that you want to do. Now, a lot of dogs, if you happen to drop a piece of food, would then try to go for it. So then you can actually use this body block that I'm using here to create a crate for your dog, the wall, your leg, and your body, to keep the dog right there. So then when your dog is actually staying right there by your side, you're going to come in, bring the food to their mouth, move out of the way, and then only when you're there, that's when you dispense the food. So again, that move was, I had the dog blocked, I bring the food into the dog's mouth, and then I turn my body sideways and then feed the dog for that. Now, Gabby's pretty well trained at this. She understands to move with my left leg. So now I'm going to take a step back, and she should move with me. Let's see. So there she moves with me. It takes some time to train that to your dog. I worked for over a year to really show her the importance of that. But you'll also see that if I move my left leg, she's going to want to stick that position. You know that once your legs are moving that way, that you're moving and the dog is actually moving together with you, that is going to be a good thing. Now, I made a little bit of a mistake right there. I had dropped that piece of food over there. I got distracted, and Gabby said, hey, here's a good opportunity for me to go and get it. I did use my leash, if you notice, to put her back onto the bed, and when she got on, I slacked my leash. I'm going to throw another piece out there again, just so she can see it, and now I'm going to use my leash to say, I don't want you to go after that food. I'm going to throw another one, and now that she didn't go for it, I can come in and show her that it's just better to stick right here by my side, okay? Now I just did something else. I've done this in previous videos where I actually communicated to Gabby to stay by using my right leg. So if you're noticing, I'm making all of these associations to my left leg that my right leg doesn't mean anything. Well, that's not altogether true. My right leg moving first means that you should stay in that position. So if you see here, if I'm sitting and if I have good attention from my dog, I can leave with my right foot and she continues to stay. But if I come back in, get some focus from her, there it is, and then I begin to move, oh, she missed it. Are you ready? There, I helped her out a little bit by prompting her. She does the behavior I want. Now I can come in and reward her. So just watch for a second. You ready? Good girl. Now you may not be able to do that the first time, that move that I just made. So let me show you what you can do to help your dog start learning that. Put the food to their nose, okay? Take a tiny little step. And then when they move with you, then dispense the food. Let's do that again. Back. So put the food right to your dog's nose, not dispensing it. Take a left step, and then when they move with you, then dispense the food, okay? And that's gonna help your dog. Notice how I'm also holding the leash. It's very, very slack as I'm doing this. So I move back. I'm gonna take that step, she moves with me, great. And then I feed. Now, I should be a little bit more particular. I like for her toes to be even with my heel. Sit. So, hey, I hope that video has been useful for you. If it has, be sure to leave us a like, drop a comment down below if you have any questions or if there's anything that I can do to help you. And if you haven't already, it would mean the world to me if you would subscribe to my channel. We're going to be producing more and more of these cool VR videos. Well, hey, thanks again. I'm Al, the dog trainer. Have a great day, and I'll talk to you later.